Good evening, and thank you all so much for coming out tonight. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Chris Witherow, and I'm the middle school band director. Now before I do my whole normal spiel, I need to add something to it. So I have a tendency to tap my foot on the edge of the stage, which freaks some people out, but it's to make sure I know where it is, because once I did almost take a stage dive. So if you do see me tap, it's to make sure that I have some spatial awareness. So, that being said, our normal housekeeping items. Number one, now I know your cell phone ringtone might be the best. Mine is the best. It's Africa by Toto. But we want to hear your students play, so if you could silence your cell phones, that would be super. Number two, if you do have a young child that needs attention, we do keep the wing doors open so that you are able to still enjoy the performance while attending to the needs of that young child. And I've done this a lot, and there is a third thing, and I don't remember what it is. It'll come to me. Anyway, on stage is our 5th grade band. Now 5th grade is the first grade that we have band offered here in Marshall. These students have band every day for 30 minutes, unless they are also an orchestra, then they do a trade-off. These students, they've been working super, super hard, and if you were able to be there at our fall performance, I think you will see a ton of growth between then and this concert. Our first piece is titled First Classic Suite. It's 3 mini songs all in one, so there will be a brief pause between the movements, if you will. It should be obvious when we're all done. I'll kind of make a big old gesture, so if you could save your applause to the end, that would be much appreciated. This is First Classic Suite. told you I'd remember. Our concerts are not incredibly long, and I would ask that, unless you have a dire need to, if you would stay through the 5th and 7th grade portion of the concert. I remembered about halfway through that song. Our second title for you is called Inception. It's not the movie, I know, but it's still a great song. So please enjoy Inception. Our final piece for you this evening is entitled Fanfare Supernova. I'm sorry. Now, I had the opportunity to buy a handful of new pieces throughout the year for the different groups. And this was one that I bought just for them. And I like to let the groups listen to them beforehand. And we got through maybe about halfway through and I asked, well, do you like this one? And they went, it's okay. Well, I bought it anyway. And I think of all of the 3 songs that we have for you this evening, this turned out to be their favorite. So just because you don't like hearing it the first time, sometimes it can come back to surprise you. This is Fanfare Supernova. All right, on stage are the 7th graders. We had a little seating situation, but should be okay. We have 2 pieces for you this evening. I chose them because as we get older, a number of notes we learn increases, but also the technical demand. So how many notes you play, how fast you play them, the kind of the variety of notes you play. And both of these pieces really showcase the learned skill of some of those technical things. Our first piece is March to Castle. Before we play our final piece, I just have just a handful of other things. Of course, thank yous. Thank you to the middle school administration, custodial staff for helping support these events. My colleagues, Wes Myers and Tori Hornby, for always helping me with any of the myriad of things I need or questions I have. And lastly, to you, the parents. I love what I do, and I couldn't do it without your support, so thank you. A special request, it was requested that you all go out for ice cream after. It's them, not me. So, our final piece for you this evening is Byzantine dances. Good evening and welcome to a middle school band concert. Tonight for you is 6th grade and 8th grade. Before we get started, I have a couple housekeeping items. For those of you who might not know, my name is Chris Witherow. I am the band director here at the middle school. Firstly, we do keep both left and right doors open. If you have a young child that needs attention, feel free to take them out but still be able to enjoy the concert. Secondly, our concerts are efficient. We move fairly quickly, so if you can, unless you have a dire need to, please stay for both grades' concerts. Our transitions are quick. We move very efficiently. And lastly, I'm sure your ringtone is great. Mine's Africa by Toto. But we're here to listen to our students play, so we want to make sure that we're focused on that music. On stage is the 6th grade band. This is the second year that we have band at the middle school. With the craziness of last year, it's really nice to be able to kind of business as usual and rehearse, and it's good to be normal again. So our first piece for you is entitled Emboldened. Our second piece we have for you this evening is titled Ascension. The unique part about this piece is it is in 3/4. Now most early band music for first and second year, and sometimes even the third year of band, is in 4/4. 4 counts per measure, etc., etc. So when we play in 3/4, the challenge is that we're so used to having 4 that counting only to 3 is actually harder, believe it or not. So I hope you enjoy Ascension. Before we play our final piece, I would just like to thank you for being here tonight and to stay while we quickly transition into the 8th grade. Our last piece for you this evening from the 6th graders is entitled Shockwave. On stage are the 8th graders, the oldest grade in the building. We have 2 pieces for you tonight. They're very different, but I hope you'll enjoy. The first one is entitled Aggressivo or Aggressivo. We couldn't quite decide what to call it. I don't really have to tell you much. The title kind of speaks for itself on this one, so I hope you enjoy Aggressivo/Aggressivo. before we play our last piece, I just have several thank yous and just some other last little announcements. Thank you to the administration, co-workers, and custodians in the building for helping set these events up and just supporting us in everything we do. A special thank you to Wes Myers and Tori Hornby for always being there if I have a question, whether it's dumb or not. Lastly, and the biggest thank you is to you, the parents. I love what I do, and I would not be able to do it without your support, so thank you. My personal favorite announcement to make at the 8th grade concert is letting you know that we get to help put everything back in the band room. So, at the completion of our final piece, everything just has to go back into the band room. It does not have to look pretty. Hopefully nothing breaks in transit, but everything just has to get put back in the room. They know this, they've been told, hopefully they filled you in. Our final piece is the theme song from the movie The Incredibles. I feel like we've had this or talked about this piece for a long time, so being able to perform it feels good. So please enjoy The Incredibles. Little quick thing. The last group, the 7th graders, had a special request that I let you know it's tradition that we go out for ice cream after. We don't, you do. Okay? So take that for what it's worth. Thank you so much for coming. Everything goes back in the bedroom.